and some bad things for Donald Trump today in his attempts to contest and then potentially get a different result out of that American election. Apparently the Michigan Assembly, which took some time to get inquiries into whether they would certify or not, but they have certified the results in Michigan, which means this goes to the next stage of the Electoral College out of that particular state. Also, they got the ability to move forward in some of the legal proceedings, but no blockbuster things that have happened today, except for two very prominent people. Now, Rush Limbaugh is perhaps one of Trump's favourite people on the radio in America. He's a talk show host like no other, and remember, got the Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump at the State of the Union, okay? So he's as Trumpian supporters in the media get, but here's what he said today about where the fortunes of the president might be.
And you announce massive bombshells, then you better have some bombshells. There better be something at that press conference other than what we got. I talked to so many people who were blown away by it, by the very nature of the press conference. They promised blockbuster stuff, and then nothing happened. And that's not, well, it's not good.
And Laura Ingraham is part of the primetime lineup and is very conservative and certainly been somebody who has been willing to ruffle feathers in the past. But of course, to the purists, this will be the moment that they break up with her.
And as unpleasant and disappointing as these past 3 weeks have been to so many of us, as much as we wish things were different, this is where things stand tonight. Now, legal challenges continue in a number of states. Serious questions about vote counting, poll watcher access are outstanding. But unless the legal situation changes in a dramatic and frankly an unlikely manner, Joe Biden will be inaugurated on January 20th.
Rowan, the expectation was that if Trump could win a second term, it would be the left that would end up starting to eat their own. It now feels like the right is starting to eat their own. I talked about it at some detail last night, and I'm still getting hate mail about it. But it is possible to be a Trump supporter, but also a believer that the end is near. Can you have both opinions, or to be a true Trump supporter, you are with him all the way till midday on the 20th of January?
Well, I think it's a false thing to link the two, to be honest. I'm a passionate Trump supporter and will remain a Trump supporter no matter who is the next president. But the key thing here, as Jenna Ellis, one of Trump's lawyers, not the one who's now walked away or moved on, but the one who's right in the thick of it, as she said the other day at that press conference, this isn't an episode of Law and Order where it's all going to be done and dusted by the end of the 1 hour thing. We know what court cases are like. It will either happen or won't happen in court. Probably the Supreme Court. Now, Rush Limbaugh said there's nothing there, but there's an awful lot of stuff there. The problem is there's too much stuff there. There's there's clearly voter fraud on an industrial scale. It's which parts of it are provable in court, and also, secondly, which parts, even if they are provable in court, are large enough to overturn any of the results. That can only come out in time. I don't think it's a false sort of choice to say I support Trump. I want to see him there in the White House. But also recognise, as some of them are saying, well, at the moment we're not seeing the legal cases falling his way, and they may not, and that's the reality, which will be a tragedy. But let me just tell you, Paul, the world will be a lot better if Donald Trump gets that second administration, and the world will not be quite so flash if Joe Biden gets it.